my
some
dear.
of the hits in this one. Here.
Love the college rugby league.
Williams again leading the way. Murray getting involved as well. They come back towards the middle of the park. And oh, guess what? Another big hit. Knock on, so what a hit there. Here.
Love the college rugby league.
Hello and welcome into round 9 of the SAS College Rugby League. We're live from Otahuhu College in South Auckland as we see the home side Otahuhu making their way onto the field now. Mag's already set up on halfway. And so obviously Otahuhu College up against Mount Albert Grammar today. Mount Albert Grammar currently sitting 4 points off the pace of the top 4 on 8 competition points. Otahuhu nestled in just behind, directly behind them on the ladder on 7 points. 4 wins for Mag so far, 3 for Otahuhu, and it is must-win territory for both teams today. I'm now going to welcome into the commentary booth for the first time today, Troy Hardy. Well, Troy, the sun's out, field in good nick. We should see a good open game today. We've called both of these teams previously this year. Both play a fairly entertaining brand and a real power-based game in the middle of the park as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Some great class out here today, Corey. Fantastic to be down here at Otahuhu's ground, watching the Mags boys come over and be hosted by Otahuhu. And the first thing that struck me as the Otahuhu boys run out was 15, 11, 16 and 12. Man, they are big lads.
A little look at some of the results from round 8 of the SAS College Rugby League competition last week. Kelston Boys High School got up 20 points to 16 over Manurewa. That was our live stream game, an excellent game it was as well. St. Paul's, they were 40-0 winners over Pakuranga. Mount Albert, they had a win themselves, 20 points to 18 over Avondale. Otahuhu were 14-10 winners over Aorere, and Wesley won by default over Westlake. And Southern Cross, they edged one out 16-14 against Papatoetoe. And a little look at some of the other games going on around the grounds today. Papatoetoe take on Westlake. Otahuhu play Mount Albert. St. Paul's, Kelston. That'll be a big one, the grand final rematch from last year. Wesley play Avondale, Manurewa play Southern Cross, and Aorere play Pakuranga. So that is how the draw shapes up in the Premier competition. We can see on screen referee Nigel Williams preparing to get the boys underway. Nigel, a very experienced referee, typically referees in the Premiership competition, so great to have a man of his calibre down here to referee this one. And it is a huge game because it is a must-win for both teams as we approach the school holiday break.
Good to see the boys high-five and get a couple of fist pumps going before the match. Obviously, they know a few each other through their club footy as well, and up for a really strong clash today. The ground, as you touched on, Corey, is, it's been a wee bit damp this week, so it's a little bit boggy in parts of the field, so I won't be surprised if, some of the bigger lads might slip over. But outside of that, I think we'll be in for a fairly fast-packed, action-packed game.
So it's going to be Otahuhu College to get us underway. Off the boot, it looks like, of Zion Tolki.
Looks like we're all set, ready to go.
So here we go, round 9 of the SAS College Rugby League competition, and we're into it. This Mount Albert Grammar team travelling okay, but it's certainly getting to the point of the season where any loss now, you would think, probably puts them out of contention for that top 4, particularly with how competitive that top 4 has been. And it's Manurewa and Wesley, the other two teams, sort of vying for a spot in that top 4.
Yeah, I think it's a mathematical chance for them now. And they need, just about bobbled, he has.
So an error on the opening set, and it is Julius Patello who puts the ball down, so advantage Otahuhu straight away. This Mount Albert Grammar team have been playing in this competition for a number of years, formerly coached by Steve Price, the former Vodafone Warrior and Queensland Maroons prop forward. Some great players to come through this school over the years as well. Nathaniel Roach, probably the most recent of them. Prior to him, the likes of Thomas Luluwai, Sonny Bill Williams.
You opening the gate there for me? I can carry on, but I won't as we get ready for the scrum.
I think it's a bit early in the game for a history lesson. Otahuhu back down the scrum, and it is Smalley who collects from the back. And Taylor Papali'i takes the first hit up. They are now about 25 metres out from the line. Again, we're running off rugby union markings, unfortunately, today. So we will do our best to identify the parts of the field. Of course, it also makes the referee's job fairly tough as well, Troy.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially when we're looking for a 20-40, or in my case, a 40-20.
Smalley taking the ground now. Whakaosalia clears the ruck, and now they play short down the left-hand side, but it's another drop, so poor start for both teams. Errors on the opening set for both. And now Mount Albert Grammar, ball comes loose, there's a penalty. So the first penalty of the game, and it goes in the way of Mount Albert Grammar. Emmanuel Kelly with the ball in hand. He was a real standout when we called them a couple of weeks ago against Westlake. He's a big body, can take the ball to the line. He's also got some real playmaking ability.
Max, with your touchy. Teams up with me, Otahuhu. With me, Otahuhu. Wait for the tap. Check your line speed. Don't leave early.
So Moriarty taps and they hand off in high contact there. Up on
Keep coming, George. Keep coming. Hold.
Lau.
Go. Guys, don't leave early. Move now. Hold.
Carlos Gillett
Go.
takes them up over halfway now, Mags. Big contact though from Otahuhu, driving it back, and leading the way is Falivalu.
Tackle 4.
Jumping on the back of it now, Stanley Longi.
Last tackle. Last tackle.
Last tackle coming up. Longi centralizes and they go high. Chase now bearing down, but it's a clean take at the back by Prugin.
Sun playing a factor too into their eyes at that end of the field.
Yep, hanging right up there right now. Perfect height for those bombs. So how much of a role will that play? Inside the 10 now, so a penalty each way. Both sides given a little leg up out of danger. Keenan Joe, what's this one? Into touch, and it's only just gone out. Over to our match manager there.
Okay, with me,
Young Sam Cordron, part of the Auckland Rugby League development team. And we may get a chance to catch up with him a wee bit later on in regards to the Blast program for the school holidays coming up.
Yeah, plenty going on in the coaching and development space. The Holiday Blast, the big 3-day one coming up at Cornwall Park. All the details for that one available on aucklandleague.co.nz. Cool little skill video currently up on the Auckland Rugby League Facebook page as well, of the kids going through some trick shots at the last camp. Nice little data dummy half there from Whakaosalia.
Go, tackle 3.
Smalley. Smalley now plays short
Big
to the
unit.
big fella, Bailiaki.
Release the leg. Back you guys.
He's tackled well though by Patillo, who puts him onto his
Go,
back.
tackle 4.
Now they spin it out the back. Iakamo. One wider to Papali'i, who's
Drag
still
him on.
going now. Papali'i steps back inside, boys. Powerful. And ball has come loose. So second error there for the Otahuhu side.
Come over here, guys.
A messy old start.
Loose carry that was. We're going to scrum it. And now that you have loose the speed.
And poor that time, Troy. They'd worked hard to get down there and really needed to get to the finish of a set there. Make Mount Albert at least...
Build a bit of pressure, eh?
Okay, here's
And sort of let them out of jail there a wee bit. Only one completion so far by
Holding with your touch
Mount
in.
Albert.
Wait for the out.
And the rest have really been, you know, a few handling errors and a couple of penalties.
Good crowd down here, as you'll see on screen. A big gathering at the back of the end goal. Seems to be the place to be today. And also down the sideline here where we're shooting from, so you won't see it. But always a good crowd here at Otahuhu. It is, of course, a rugby league school. National title winners a few years ago,
Tackle 2.
led by the magician that is Roger Tuivasa-Sheck.
Release the leg. Wait. Wait. Go, tackle 3.
Mags now head down this left-hand side, and it's put down. And this time it's by Sam Kamu. So this is a really poor start for both of these teams, and a penalty to compound the problem there. But there's really no excuse for these early handling errors. As we mentioned earlier, the field is dry. Certainly not conditions that you would immediately associate with the error rate we're confronted with early on here. Into touch safely this time off the boot of Joe.
And if you just joined us, ladies and gentlemen, big thank you to Ctas, our live stream partners, and of course SAS Sporting Apparel, major sponsors of the SAS College Rugby League.
Just about another messy play there. Josh Lua had completely overrun the hit up.
Go.
Jump out dummy half. Lua now looking to catch those markers, not square. Referee Williams says play on.
It's all on their left edge here if they spread it wide enough.
Pound it up through the middle now. Sitala right in front of the Hayden. Roll it uprights.
Tackle 3.
Fakosalia to Smalley, and now they're going out to this left edge again. There's a good first up tackle out on that left edge, and it had to be a good one as well because Falivalu, he's a big, powerful man. Back to the middle now. Now, but defense holding up so far. Fakosalia goes out to his left. Iakimo cleaned up at the back by Graham Tolfa, but knock on is the call. And that one garners a big cheer from the Otahuhu College locals. So back-to-back sets coming up for the home side. And their first completion of the game as well by my count, Troy.
You've done certainly well there, Corey.
It only took them 7.5 minutes.
Just hold the mark there, wait for a second. Don't leave early, grab my back, wait for the out call. Okay, here's him.
Otahuhu need to show some patience here as they try and mount some pressure now.
Iakimo feeds the scrum. They go half to half, and then chiming in from the back is Phoenix Prugine, who is such a dangerous ball runner. He featured in the halves last time we called them, but switches to fullback today. Inside ball to Toki, 7th former. Plays at club level for the Otahuhu Leopards under 18s, and now they go short side for Prugine. But they're there in numbers now, Albert Grammer. They drive him across, keep him short of the line.
Tackle 3.
Centralised now. Alfia takes it forward. They're not far off the line now. It's a case of a couple of metres. There's good marker defence. They race out and take him to ground. Alfia now clears it. Spins the ball out the back. It's a shocking pass from dummy half. Prugine spilt it. And that is a poor end to the set once again. Yet another error from Otahuhu College, who have wasted some really good field positioning there.
Back right side. Okay.
Good carry forward here from Max.
Oh, big hit.
Dumped on his back in the end. It's Jacob Tapau with a brilliant take forward. Up above the horizontal is the call. Kamu is the man infringed on.
Still lifting the leg. Okay, it's dangerous.
A couple of penalties each way. Mags 2, Otahuhu 2. Big Sam kicks for touch. It's a bit high, and not much metres on that, but at least it's out.
That's right.
On the white line, wait for the tap.
More than we could say for the Otahuhu attempt earlier. So the tap and the go off the boot of Longi. He hands off to Kamu.
He's going to let, no, he did.
Hanging it out the back there, and they get it away, but
great
Held
ball
us the
skill
call.
there. He went from left hand to right hand, sorry Corey, and he looked like he was going to hold up, and he swapped hands and popped it up.
these back rowers, Troy, a couple of weeks ago when we called them, they were lethal. Sam Kamu in particular, from memory, scored a couple of tries, set one up. They shift out the back now. It's messy from Mags. Ball's on the ground, and now it's scooped up. He passes, but it's to the wrong colour blue. And at the end of it all, it looks like we will have an Otahuhu scrum, I think. It looked like the first error was from Mags, and indeed that is the way referee Williams has called it. So the scrum to pack down 40 metres off Otahuhu's line. Got to start completing some sets though. Both teams guilty of awful completion rates to start this one.
Yeah, it seems like they're just trying to get their rhythm, eh? Both teams trying to play their way in.
Hold it there. Right, ball in.
College Rugby League, you know, they've only got 25 minutes each way.
Advantage over.
Now a little right side shift on for Otahuhu College, and they break via Lua. Lua taking the ground
Release it.
after handing off to Asitangi.
And go. Tackle one.
Sloppy play the ball. Lua lines up for another carry. Boy's been heavily involved early on, has Josh Lua. Out on this right edge for Otahuhu. Prugin now to the captain, George Smalley. Smalley gets driven back.
Move now! Wait! Hold! Go, tackle 3.
And an error out of dummy half. Well, that is just shocking stuff from Otahuhu College, who once again, in good ball situation, cough up the error. It's really poor from the home side.
Sam Cordron officiating, standing up. He's obviously keeping an eagle eye on things.
All right, heads in, boys. Heads in.
Big crowd, as you said, too, Corey, over there on the far side.
Yeah.
A lot of people down here today enjoying the College Rugby League. Brought to you by Ctas, our live stream partners.
Surrender! Back Otahuhu! Good work, good work!
Big bumping carry forward from
Release him, Levin!
Showed some
Nala
great
Tofu.
strength.
Hold! Go,
It
tackle
was
2.
highlighted pre-match as one to watch out for. Out of line, get that in ya.
Welcome to Otahuhu. Have a nice day.
Wait!
David
Go,
Orfea
tackle
with the
3.
contact,
Leading,
brilliant
offside,
stuff.
leading.
And now on the other side of the ball, his opposite number, Carlos Gillette,
Go, tackle 4.
tries to dish some of his own out. Camu now plays down the left. Good down low tackle that time though from Tangi.
Last tackle!
Oh,
Messi again. Boy, oh boy.
Good knock on there. Gonna have a change over right there, guys. Change over. After the 5th.
yeah, young Corey next to me shakes his head in disbelief. Just as they completed a set, you know, getting ready to get a good kick away, we decide to have an error. Here comes Otahuhu now.
Up there!
Body slammed to ground by
Hold!
Longi.
Hold! Go, tackle 1.
Big weekend this weekend too, Corey. You know, we got the Fox coming up live on the Saturday at Paparoa
Hold, go,
Park.
tackle 2.
Hornets Nest, we down there for the day, 2:30 kickoff for that one. And then, of course, the big day, Sunday, Women in League.
Yeah, really looking forward to
Big
that
crowd.
one. The Fairleigh Photos Women in League Day. We'll be streaming 2 games live, an under-15s game and one of the Fairleigh Photos Women's Premiership games, as Orfea now takes a good carry forward. Longi involved in the tackle. Fakor Salia clears the ruck. They go out to the right edge now, and they're going to run it on the last. Prugin chimes into the line. Prugin sells the big dummy, gets the Benji flick pass out the back. Lua takes it to the line, but yet another drop ball. Surprise, surprise. Big contact. I'll tell you what, if they could match their defensive execution on the ball, they'd be flying Otahuhu, and that time it's a shoulder charge. Ball comes loose. That time it was a shoulder charge, and the Mags boys letting them know about it as well. Camu just trying to calm things down.
Ball and play for both teams, really sort of 50-50, but it's been all Otahuhu with territory. They've been down inside Mags's area when they've had the ball, and Mount Albert really need to, you know, build a bit of pressure, get a good kick here on the search for touch, and get down there and complete a set.
Yeah, completing a set being the main point.
Yeah, so lots of live league action on over the weekend, streaming both aucklandleague.co.nz on the Saturday. Come online, join us for the big premiership game sponsored by SAS, and of course Mike Farrelly Photos, the Women in League Day, and that's going to be a fantastic day. Corey will be down there for that.
Yeah, Richmond versus Mount Albert. That one shapes as a huge game because the winner more than likely guarantees themselves place in the qualifying final, which also means a second chance if they do lose in the semi. So it will be 1v2 in the semis and 3v4. The winner of 1v2 going straight through to the grand final. The loser surviving another day. And in the third and fourth one, well, it's sudden death. Winner stays, loser goes home.
Move! Back here, Otahuhu. Oh! Go, tackle 2.
Oi.
Right side
Stop
shift
that
now. They've
one.
come out of the line and now there's space out wide. Nala
Right
Tofu
off line.
pops the ball out the back. It's still alive here for Mount Albert Grammar. Graham Tofa
Back here, guys.
taken
Oh,
down
back
about
right
25
side.
out from his
Right
line.
side,
Longi
Right side, all off.
They shuffle it on one more and up inside the 10. They've been let off that time, so the error won't count.
So back-to-back penalties here, and Mount Albert Grammar goes 60 metres down the park. They kick for touch, they're going with the set play.
Tell you what, the way they're completing sets, I'd be taking the 2.
Thank you.
They're not going to.
If
They're
you're
gonna
Greg English,
kick for
you tap,
touch.
run and go for a drop goal. There's 2 points in that.
On the try line.
So Kamu puts it into
On the
touch.
try line.
Bit of a stop and start game as we wait for the Stephen ball to come back. Or has it been popped into a school bag and been taken home?
Check your line speed.
Stephen, the official ball to the ARL. Everybody wants one.
When he taps. Okay, not before. When he taps. Yep.
And eventually we do get the ball back, and it's Mags back into it. Now it's come loose. Unbelievable.
Scrum it here. Otahuhu, you'll lose the feet.
So the call from the coaching staff is to try and keep them here, so they want fast line speed with their defence.
Yeah, it's probably a safe bet right now.
Oh, there you go.
And
right,
we've
heads
pulled
in,
a few
heads in.
SAS College Rugby League games
Ball
so
in,
far
half
this
back.
year, but this would have to be by far the worst in terms of the attention to detail and carrying the ball. Good line speed that time from Mags.
Oh, go.
Little
Oh.
goose step from the big fella.
Stand
Looks
up,
good.
3. Hold. Hold.
Probably didn't
The
get
lime green
the
lycras make you go quicker.
desired effect as we see
Release him.
a dominant carry that time from Papali'i. Fakosalea now hands it off George Smalley. There's a gutsy run from the captain. He was very good last time we called them. Put himself about nicely in defence. They get to the kick off the boot of
Inside.
Ekimo. They turn the fullback around. The chase is good as well. So that's a better set that time for Otahuhu. And just as I say it, they give away a penalty.
Tackle was complete. Over the touch line. Everyone behind the mark. Thank you, Sam.
That'll be something that the Otahuhu boys will want to have a look at with the coaching staff. 4 penalties they've given away. How many minutes gone, mate?
19 gone. And still the score remains
wait for the
0-0.
Wait for the tap.
Just doing a quick throwback, Corey, the 2 points on offer when they were down
when
here
you're
having the
ready.
penalty. Maybe would have been a smart move.
Yeah, well, unless something very drastic changes, we look destined for a low-scoring game. Of course, it can change just like that in College Rugby League.
Stand up,
Doesn't
George.
take much.
Wait. Go, tackle 2.
Patilo taking the ground. Good carry forward that time, but met by
Up together.
equally strong defence.
Hold. Back here, guys. 4 off. Tackle 3.
Kamu, ball back and underneath, gets the offload away to his second row partner.
Release the
Pupunu.
leg. Hold. Hold. Go, tackle 4.
Longy clears the ruck. Kamu with another good carry.
Go back. Back.
Ball flicks out the back, kick in behind. Scooped up cleanly by
Release
Papali'i.
him. Go.
Prugin puts on the fin,
Hands
leaves one
away.
on the ground.
Hands away.
Eventually ends up down there as well, and that's just silly. Tackle was always complete. Being communicated as such. They give away the penalty there, Mags.
Everyone behind the mark, look. George, George.
And just drops down in front of the camera there.
So 4 minutes to go in the first half here at Otahuhu College,
With me, please.
and the stalemate remains. And really, neither team has looked like scoring so far.
Release the leg. Oh,
Mohitau gets it underway. Just short of halfway right now. Otahuhu up out of the line.
Yeah.
There's a brave man who goes low on
Took
the
three
big
to
fella.
do the job.
Moniati goes out the back. It looks disjointed from Otahuhu. They end up making positive ground off it.
Go, tackle 3. Up there!
Sitala takes forward.
Go, tackle 4.
Smalley plays short, the old no look. Brings in Moniati, and it's a drop ball.
Got a knock on by Otahuhu.
Just not mounting enough pressure for both teams, though. You know, handling errors are rife through the first half. So we get ready to pack down a scrum. Okay.
Going great, guys. No penalties.
6 handling errors each on my sheet.
Head up here, loose forward. Loose forward.
Mags to pack down the scrum.
Okay, ball out.
Kenny Tama. Good carry forward by Graham Tolfa. Plays in the second 15 for the rugby union team at the school as well.
Surrender!
Now Tofu.
Go, tackle 2.
Longy. Now brings the big fella into it. Tui Tama. Flicks out the back, Kamu, and now there's a break on out on the left edge, and Mags, they're into open space now. The no-look pass out wide to the winger. But brilliant covering defence. They take him to ground. Play on is the call. Kamu now at short range. They're right up against their line here. Ball just about comes loose. Up inside the 10 is the call. They're going to get a penalty here. A chance to score right on half-time for Mags.
And what's the call, mate?
You tap and go now. You've finally got some confidence. You've got to tap and go at this point.
Take the 2.
Kamu looks like doing exactly that. By our count, about a minute and a half left in this one.
And they're going to tap and go. They're going to take the kick. No, they're tap and go. Big guy
Here we
pulled
go
up.
now. More.
Okay, release.
Apologies, it's Floyd Watch.
Hold. Go. Tackle 1.
Longy. Look, Kenny Tama tips on now. Out the back, but it breaks down. And I think there's a knock-on in there. Play-on's the call from Williams. Not going to matter. Bundled into touch. Brilliant defence, Otahuhu College. And Mags fail to take advantage, which means Otahuhu might get a set in here with the ball. Although they don't look in any hurry.
Just have to wonder, there's probably 4 points there at my count that probably went astray during the first part of the half, having penalty opportunities in front of the Hayden roll at sticks. Sun's just lowering now down over the park. What a beautiful day for afternoon for College Rugby League.
It's in. Okay, ball in. Up.
And the ball, well, the siren goes in the background, and probably just as well. A forgettable first half here at Otahuhu College in the SAS College Rugby League. Going to take a very short break now before we come back with the second half. Otahuhu College up against Mount Albert Grammar.
And it might be shorter than you think, Corey, as the teams now break and we get the opportunity to talk about Women in League Sunday, the big game coming up, and we're live streaming that. And in regards to the first match, Corey, as he looks at me with disdain across his face.
Yeah, looking forward to that one, the under 15 girls
raiser.
competition. Now, in recent years, the Auckland Rugby League has brought on the under 15s, under 17s, and this year the under 13s competition, which basically means girls can now play rugby league from mini mods right through to senior women, afforded the same playing opportunities as the boys. So really looking forward to seeing that one. It's a 9-a-side competition. Should be some good open rugby league. And the big one later in the day, Troy, Richmond up against Mount Albert.
Yeah, and that is going to be a clash. There's a lot of high-class footballers involved with that one, and I don't think there'll be any love lost on that day, so there'll be some massive hits Sunday afternoon. So get online, aucklandleague.co.nz, and keep up with the play on Sunday as we put the game in your hands. Now, during the